What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's been a long time, but I'm back with another Butler Did It movie review. Man, it's been a while, but you know I had to come back for this one. The biggest movie of the year, Star Wars, The Last Jedi.
And I need help.
I've seen this raw strength only once before. It didn't scare me enough then. It does now.
Star Wars The Last Jedi sees the return of stars John Boyega and Daisy Ridley, along with franchise staples Mark Hamill and the late great Carrie Fisher. Star Wars The Last Jedi picks up as Luke Skywalker is in a peaceful and solitary existence, but all that gets upended when Rey shows up, a young woman who shows strong signs of the Force. Her desire to learn the ways of the Jedi forces Luke to make a decision that will change everyone's lives forever. Meanwhile, Kylo Ren, played by Adam Driver, and General Hux lead the First Order in an all-out assault against Leia and the Resistance for supremacy of the galaxy. Okay. So we're going to do this one a little bit differently because I don't want to do spoilers. And I really fought over this one in my mind. Like, did I want to do a spoiler review or not, right? But I'm going to give people an opportunity to see this film. And for the fans, and I know you will, I'm going to give you an opportunity to go see this movie again. Because this movie is divisive, to say the least. So let's start here. We're going to do it a little bit different. Let's start here. Do I like this film? Absolutely, I like this film. I like this film because it takes risks. Director Rian Johnson really took the Star Wars franchise in a place that has never really been before. And we'll get into that a little bit later, but what people feel about that a little bit later. But he really took the franchise in a place that has never been before. It is a darker Star Wars. It is a different Star Wars. This movie right here has balls. It's probably one of the riskiest Star Wars films ever. Yeah, I can say that with full confidence. It definitely is the riskiest Star Wars films ever. Now, do the risk pay off? That's up to the viewer. For me, they absolutely did. I think this is a franchise that, needed to be taken in a different direction. I think The Force Awakens was a wonderful movie. I really enjoyed that film, but it did harken back on some of the beats from the original trilogy. I think Rogue One showed you where they want to go with the Star Wars franchise, but that wasn't an anthology film. This is the first time they've taken one of the main anthology films and moved it in a totally different direction from its predecessors. So yes, I do love this film. Which brings me to a bigger issue. The problem with a franchise that gets so big, like a Game of Thrones or like a Star Wars, is that, again, the fans start to create their own theories. It leaves you with so many theories. There's so much canon to deal with, right, that the fans start to have fun with it, and the fans start to create their own answers for questions. But not only that, the shows and the movies, and again, you're talking about serialized movies now. You're talking about movies that are operating like TV series that, there's a part 1, a part 2, a part 3, a part 4. There's a whole catalog of films, right? Yeah, they call them trilogies, but let's face it, Star Wars is not going to end at a trilogy, right? Well, the problem with that is when the movies are so good and the franchise is so big, the expectations become unrealistic. And I think that's what's happening with Star Wars right now, where this is Star Wars we're talking about. This is a classic trilogy from our childhood. This is a film franchise that bounced back from a bad trilogy in the early 2000s with the prequels, came back with Force Awakens. Everyone loved that movie. Came back with Rogue One. Most people loved that movie. And then not to mention, they have a TV show, Rebels. They have comic book series. They have book series out. They have all sorts of stuff to video games. They have big time, celebrations, and it's crazy, right? This franchise lives and breathes at all moments of the day, and all it does is pump up the hype machine. And I think The Last Jedi is a bit of a consequence of their own hype machine. The fact that they've hyped up everything to the point that when we go to see Star Wars, we expect the perfect film with the perfect payoff every single time. We want our personal payoff for Luke Skywalker. We want our personal payoff for Leia. We want our personal payoff for Rey and Poe and Finn and all of these wonderful characters that they've created. So I'm not saying that they need to end the Star Wars franchise. Not at all. I'm saying, as fans, my advice, and I'm a nerd too, and I'm in it too. I'm saying that my advice to us is that we should let the filmmakers tell their story, and let's find out what's going on, because the Star Wars thing ain't ending. Last Jedi made a lot of money, and there's going to be an episode 9, and there's going to be more after that, and they're setting up great stories, and I trust the people behind it. So listen, Star Wars The Last Jedi, I definitely recommend it. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I do think it's an excellent film. I think it's a film that's going to sit with people for a while, and they're going to look back at it and go, okay, this was an important film in the Star Wars franchise. If you are a Star Wars nerd, you're going to be a little bothered by this one. I can admit that. You're going to be bothered by this one, but I think that's a good thing. I think it's good to be bothered by the story a little bit. I think it's good that a story, that this story is making people a little uncomfortable, and that they're willing to push the limits with these characters. With the characters from my childhood and with the newest characters, I think they're willing to push the envelope. So yes, I definitely recommend Star Wars The Last Jedi. Go see it. It is a darker film. It is not as kiddie as the ones in the past, but you can definitely still go check it out. So go for it, man. And listen, I'm back now, right? Movie reviews, we're gonna do it. I'm not gonna take any more time off, I promise you, man. I moved into a new place. I'm just trying to get some stuff together, but we're gonna do this one, man. So if you have any movies that you want to see reviewed, movies, TV shows, whatever, remember, I'll do throwbacks, I'll do whatever. I just love to sit here and talk film with you guys. Please let me know. Please comment. Please share this video, and please let me know what you think about this review. All right, be great.